100 employees, you're hitting growth stage. I want to get in and not only just find the people for you, but let's talk about where you are with your marketing, where's your company, where are you going to, and let's talk about a strategy of what you're going to need. It can be anything, but what companies tend to do is they tend to hire right off the bat. So where I'm trying to get them to change the thinking and the behavior pattern is, before you just hire 911, let's figure out with a plan, just like you would do with a sales strategy. So that's kind of where this phrasing comes in.
Can't see the.
What can't you see?
There you go.
Okay. So you want to think of that for your, so that's my, I want to work with growth stage founders and hire the right team for what's next. And then I get into my credibility, fractional hiring strategists and recruiting partners. So that tells you that I can come in to your organization. You don't have to hire me full time, and I can help you execute the strategy, and then build the strategy, execute it, and then here's my credibility, built for high performing teams for Microsoft. Here's where you would fix that and edit it, just in case. So it's basically with LinkedIn, everything is about the pencil. So let's go to Mr. Seth Maddox. Gave me a challenge, so.
TT.
Oh, TT.
It's not phonetic. The family split years ago.
Tux.
All right.
Tux.
So Seth, what do you, what is your initiative? Like, what could you see wanting LinkedIn to help you with? And who are you trying to help?
That's the thing. I don't really need anything from anybody else. I do things on my own. So I never thought I had a need for LinkedIn. Lately, I've been shifting up my operations to be more of a micro-family office focused on, I have a little catchphrase now called harnessing scarcity to invest in abundance. Basically just looking for ways to get things faster and more efficiently.
Okay. So are you, as far as your business model, are you doing business with anybody?
Yeah, there's the real estate side of it. My flywheel requires investment in real estate, currently multifamily, and then I invest in equities. But outside of that, I have like an ops style company where I'm building out tech solutions using AI.
Yeah. So here's my strategy on LinkedIn and the headlines, and we'll get in the about me. If you're trying to do anything, even business, hobby, something that you're passionate about, put it all in here, because this platform is probably now in the top 5 social platforms,
Okay.
as well as the top for professional platforms. This is where it's at. So customers are, before they decide to do business with you, and you could have the best reputation in the world. Let's say, 3 people refer Seth to somebody, and his thing is beer. And so a customer, I want to hire Seth. All right. I know Chris and Andy really talked highly of him, but okay, this guy doesn't even take the time to update what he does, what he's passionate about, how he helps. I mean, this is bare bones. And again, is it true? I know you, Seth. You bring more impact than the top 10%. But on paper, virtual paper, people that are looking to do business, they judge. Is it fair? No, but it's reality. Perception is stronger than truth.
Sure.
So people will use this to kind of learn more about you, to do business with you, not just to hire you.
Absolutely, it's not to. That's the thing. So I'll give a little history lesson on LinkedIn. When it first comes, so everybody know who Monster.com is?
Yeah.
Okay. So they cornered the market in the job search industry. Everybody was trying to cut. They cornered the market. So LinkedIn came up when they were coming up the ranks. They said, we don't want these guys to have it. Let's create a digital version of it. And so they did. So it started out as a digital platform, but there was a problem with that. And anyone from a job seeker, does anyone know what the problem would be if you put out there that you were looking for a job on LinkedIn?
Your employer's gonna know.
Yeah. Their employees get paid.
Oops.
Absolutely.
Bingo.
That's where Monster came into the. My phone went. That's where Monster and Indeed and those companies, you could get yourself out there. They had a whole private section of how to do that. So LinkedIn had to figure ways out to do that. So that's when they started transforming into more of an educational platform, more of a professional sharing platform. So there's ways that, and they created ways where people who are looking for a job but didn't want their employer to know, to signal it. And we'll get into some of that stuff. And you know, I know this isn't for job seekers, but I just wanted to give the history of where they transformed. And they did a hell of a job. There's like so much you can do, and I'll show you some of it. All right, so let's look for Chris.
Ooh, I posted stuff. Ooh, not that recent. 3 months.
I think I failed
Doesn't
the
matter.
review.
I just found Andy.
Why am I having trouble?
CHRISTEOP. It's Christopher.
Okay. I know we're connected. There you are.
There I am.
Okay. Founder, Best Day Fitness, Co-working, Wellness.
Oh, I got up that. If
Oh.
they bet.
So here, your headline. What do you say during your headline, Chris? Give me your 10-second headline pitch.
I help older adults stay functional and fit so they can live their best lives in their second half of life. So
Love it.
I need to change that right now.
Could you say that louder, please, one more time?
Yeah, say it for a minute.
Oh man, I just
From
made
the
that up.
belly.
I help older adults get out of pain and get stronger and more fit with functional training. So that
And
they
this
can.
is a headline, so you don't.
Yeah, I
you
know.
don't want.
See,
But no.
yeah,
First part.
First one, I should have just saved that.
No, but you're on the right track. So you want to say that, and then you maybe end with, you know, advanced fitness trainer, specialize in the areas of, you know, I don't know what your specialties are,
Getting older.
because that's the first thing people will see. So if I'm someone in that age category or someone that fits that need, they're going to see exactly who you help and what your credibility is. So that's the first thing. So now I'll go back to me. So I'll now show the about me section. So that's what the headline's for. It's the first thing that people see. And said that it could be you're trying to get business down the road. It doesn't even have to be today.
Yeah.
But you want to start building so people start knowing and people start referring. You know how we talk about all that referral?
Yeah.
Then
Hit
go
Command
ahead.
++ to make it a little bit bigger. It's hard to see from back here if it's okay with you.
Yeah, no problem. ++. So
Command plus
uh,
or Control.
control.
There you go. Make it a little bigger.
How's that?
Better. Thank you.
Awesome. All right.
Ooh. Is it normal to stuff that what you do section? I always thought it to be very succinct. Is that a standard or is that your hack?
Are you talking about the?
Yeah,
The
so like
headline?
founder, Best Day Fitness, co-working spaces, fitness and wellness. Mine is just entrepreneur, bar, investor. Yours is a paragraph, and his is, you know, a full sentence or two. So is that a standard to fill it up like that, or is that just one of your hacks?
One of my hats.
Okay.
And I try to break it up. I try to use things like the line, the vertical line.
Yeah.
And I tried not to put it in sentences, but just little things that people will not. And I'm actually going to change this for myself. Found something catchier, but yeah, I'll show you an example of someone, Stephanie Lacey. She's a founder just as well. HR Edge is her company, and her specialty is fractional HR and talent solutions. So when people say, "Oh, okay, I need HR," so that's what the headline's meant to be.
Okay. Which is
Yeah,
what mine is, but mine's out of date and non-specific.
yeah. Well, what a lot of people tend to do is just put like one-word fragments and that sort of thing. You want to make it flow, just like a headline elevator pitch. Now here's where the meat is, and that's the about me section. Let me go into it.
You're the best.
So this is where the story comes in, and so you want to couple it with with some achievements, who you help. So for me, the first thing people see, hi, I try to make it conversational. Hi, I'm Steve Rosen. I grow businesses. Growing a business requires more than great recruiting. It requires a hiring strategy. I partner fractionally with growth stage founders to determine what talent their business needs, design the right team, and then recruit the people who can help move the company forward. So with that tells, so if I'm a growth stage founder and I know I'm about to grow and I know I don't have the team, that's okay, this is a guy that can help me. And then this is where I try to really keep a lot of white space. I try to keep colored bullets so it's easy for the naked eye.
Right.
So I get into hiring strategy, team design, so it tells people exactly what I help them with. And then I hit with the credibility. Okay, well, why do I want to work with this guy? Oh, wow, 20 years. He's helped build go-to-market teams, product technology for some of the largest enterprise companies in technology, and then also spanned over into healthcare with Boston Children's Hospital. Okay, this guy, not trying to toot my own horn here today, but yeah, this is, toot, toot. Thank you for tooting me.
I toot all the time.
You do it well. So that's where it goes, and then just giving, as companies grow, founders often find themselves asking, who should we hire next? How should our team evolve? So you want to start giving your ideal client, okay, some questions on, oh wait, okay, who do I hire next? I just landed a big $10 million project. Okay. So you're kind of leading the way, and see how it's very easily lined up in bullets, and then the business results. Okay, all right, he talks a nice game. What's the proof in the pudding? Boom. So this is your space to tell your story. One of the biggest mistakes that I find, and it's really more from job seekers, is they talk about their company. So a lot of times people working for Amazon or Microsoft, their whole about me section is beefing up them. It's like, why? It's your personal LinkedIn page. Why do you want to beef them up? Now, where that goes for for a solopreneur, entrepreneur, this is where you want to tell your story. Who here? I know you guys remember Chef Terrell, right?
Mhm.
Remember when he first showed up? His biggest pitch is he wanted to become a chef. He worked with his grandmother. She taught him all the recipes to make, the specialized collard greens. He came with a whole story.
Sure, yeah.
So I was, him and I probably a year or so ago, I was encouraging, tell that story on your LinkedIn. I'm a chef, specializing in this. Here's my story. My grandmother and I grew up in her kitchen. People love to hire people for jobs and hire people to do business who they can see as human beings, who share their story, their passion. And so that's what this is about me is to tell the story of Seth, tell the story of Chris. All right, you guys said I could pick on you, so I'm going to.
Pick away,
All right.
especially if Chris.
I've been updating it as we're going.
Yeah.
As we go.
Cheater.
Founded Best Day Fitness 2010. Our brick and mortar location can be
Two
found
can
in
play this
Sunnybank.
game.
Okay, this is a good start. We have trainers specializing in, okay, one-to-one coaching. Okay, so this is good stuff, but it may need to go down. So I would start out with the story. What got you into training, Chris?
An injury that I had on myself, and I always liked sports and figured whenever somebody taught me how to move better and out of pain, it kind of made me happy. So I was like, ooh, I want to do that for others.
Boom, perfect. That's a good story that you want to start out with. Is I'm Chris Talisano. I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a professional trainer and stuff. But then one day this happened, and then people start getting ingrained with the story. Like this is good backup. This is maybe credibility in the middle, but you want to catch them in with your story. It's like, oh wow, this guy, and that transformed me into studying and to helping people. How I felt, I didn't want future people feeling that. So there, boom, Best Day Fitness came on the scene in 2010. And then people between your headline and then your about me section, people like, and you wouldn't believe the visibility. And the reason I'm showing this now because I'm saving the gravy for the meal coming up pretty soon.
I like it.
So
What happens if like I have
yeah, it's gonna
multiple?
stop for questions. Yeah, good.
What happens if I have multiple like professions? So like I do photography, I do some AI consulting. Like how? I guess it depends on who I'm trying to connect with on LinkedIn is what I kind of emphasize. Or
Well, that could even be part of your story. Some people, let me show you a profile of, I don't know if you AI folks have ever heard of Allie K. Miller. She's one of the top AI influencers. I took her 3-day course on prompt engineering and stuff. So notice how, look at her.
1 million followers. 1.6 million. Damn.
This
For
one's
some
the
brand.
bomb. If you ever get a chance to find her on YouTube, Instagram, she's just so laid back and real, but has so much advanced knowledge. She's like Marcus on a feed. So AI first course with 400K students. So she shares a little bit of her interest. So you could throw in your photography hobbyist or whatever in there. But I'm going to show you another spot. I'm going to go back to you, Chris. I can't get it. But in your About Me section, let me go back to me because I can't access your account. Okay. So under here, so you guys know I'm travel enthusiast. Me and my wife, we're cruiseaholics. So I put on here, outside of work, I'm a world traveler, cruise enthusiast, and travel advisor. If you're deciding who to hire next or needs fractional recruiting support, let's talk. It's another thing people go, oh, that's nice to know. So your About Me section is about you. This is where you can get personal.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to ignore that.
It's Mariko and
Oh, you want me to go onto your?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious. I have not been active in like a long
Can you
time.
spell it?
Yeah, MARIKO.
Oh, you're going real.
IQ.
MARIKO.
And then H. There we go. Wow.
That's you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. All right.
What's the second mean? Does that mean you know somebody that knows her?
Yeah. And I'll get into the degree connections and all that stuff.
Who did I
So,
Wonder what
so
Kevin Bacon
Marika,
has.
what is your question?
Everyone.
mean, I just was wondering like what I could change or
So specializing in helping leaders get their vitality back so they can grow their wealth and impact, personal development through optimizing your physiology. It's a good headline. You might want to kind of be a little specific on who you help and what maybe some of that means. And again, this is where your AI of choice can help you wordsmith that. Yeah. But no, this is a good start, specializing in get their vitality back. And then you're About Me. I began my crazy journey as a ballet dancer. So Chris, this is what I was mentioning for you. This is what Mariko has done. Journey as a ballet dancer and realizing then lifelong dream of becoming a professional. I'm like, it's story. People love a good story because they want to see inside the person that they're about to do business and hire. So, all right. So, can we move on, or can I go on to something
Look
else?
at some of her posts.
Huh?
Look at a post or two.
Yeah.
Her post?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, folks, this is great, but then I'm looking at, what are people posting? Whose stuff do they repost? What is their, for instance, as a realtor?
No, I know what you're getting at.
For as a realtor, the last thing I care to do is put up listings. Whether it's here, Facebook, anywhere. I mean, what I'd rather do is point people towards informational stuff that's within the real estate realm or just life in general in our area. So
I love you, Andy. You transitioned me because that's where I was going to go next. But you
Oh,
want to see her post?
yeah, I think she's got a cool one that's right on top.
Okay, well.
I just looked at it. What, right there, see it?
Yeah.
See that? That's like the Maharishi Yogi or somebody?
Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
No, yeah, that's pretty good, but
Go to the next person.
yeah,
go to the next
so
person.
you know how to post. So I'll show you on all the postings. So
You're a little light on your post, bro.
I don't post anything.
Yeah, okay. Anywhere, stuff's a little bit old, right?
okay.
You know,
What's your name?
All right. So speaking of posts,
Hey.
so here, so we go to the home page, and it gives you 3 options. So you can start a post here, and I'll show how to reshare. But so you can share a video. You can just free type something. You can share a photo, or you can write an article. And this is where you can showcase your authority in the space. So for instance, for me, I have 2 blogs. I have Traveling with the Rosens, and then I have Conquering the Talent Gate.
No, it's perfect.
So we'll go to my Traveling with the Rosens blog. So if you click on it,
How frequent do you post?
for this, every weekend, just sharing some stuff.
Can you show us your best performing post?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into.
I want to see the meat.
Why is it not going? I want to get into. Oh, because I wanted to do I need to go to my network. Okay, but that's where you would create a blog. You can create your own blog through there. So now I'll get to my post or my blogs. So it's my newsletter.
Mount Everest and all that shit too. Love it.
Sometimes talking about my life feels like bragging, so I don't do it.
So this is one of my favorite blogs I did 2 weeks ago. It's what will everyone remember about this vacation 10 years from now? And so I basically just went into, planning a big trip together, going on it, what it actually means, put a picture in it.
And is the goal of this just to make you seem human?
A couple things. One, to seem human, but really I want to attract fellow traveler, people that love to travel, and start getting into conversations. So eventually it's going to help for business for my wife's travel business.
And does that work for you so far?
It's getting there. So here's the thing. So I started this blog a month ago. I now have 500 subscribers.
Ain't bad.
In a month?
Yeah,
It's pretty sexy, actually.
yeah.
You stud.
How do you access those subscribers? Is it just the blog? Do you
So a lot of times the blog will catch interest, but so you can do a post. So when you put out a post, when you create your blog, so I'll take you back to that. So edit article.
Like, do you get access to the information of the subscribers?
Yeah, you do. So I haven't tried to sell to anybody yet. I'm trying to get the following, being the thought leadership authority in the travel cruising space. But where you could do that, so if I go home and I write an article, and let's say I write my article and then I go next, this is blank. I don't have stuff in. It'll say, do you want to launch the post? And when you launch the post, it'll give you a section of, okay, do you want to announce your post? So I'll announce it with the catchy headline title and get it out there, and people are just seeing it. But then there's other ways. If you want to start building your follower base, you can then go to share it. So you can actually invite people to create. So if you go to this, see the share button here?
Yeah.
So you go to share, and I can repost to feed, or I can send it, so I can repost it in a feed and make a little post of that article, or I can send in a message. So let's see, Christopher. There we go. So I can put Chris in there. By the way, your wife's following my blog.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
You can let him talk like that?
Curious to your future. So does that send you as a group message?
Yep, that will send it, and it'll actually suggest other people, but yeah, it'll send a message, so I'll put in here, hey guys, I know you love travel. Check this out for some ideas. And then send it. but I've barely done that. People are just following my blog. Well, a lot of it, my wife's connected to a lot of people that I'm connected, so when she hits like, people see it. And this is the viralness of LinkedIn. So Seth, you were mentioning, I'm not exactly looking for business and stuff. I mean, I'm being very strategic, but how would you feel if business was knocking on your door?
I've never wanted that.
Okay.
I
That's okay.
get anxiety when people ask me to do shit, so I just do my own shit.
No, and I get that. But as you start to become, so with LinkedIn, you can basically control your narrative.
Mm.
Like you go out Facebook ad and you're trying to get clients. You can write the narrative, but you can't control who's going to see it. With this, you can so precisely control your narrative and exactly who's seeing it. I haven't even showed you guys anything yet. We haven't even got to groups and all that other stuff. So, but that's the blog. So I'll give you for instance. So a recruiter I used to work with at Microsoft, she has a daughter, 6-year-old daughter who has type 1 diabetes. And so it's big management. She had to leave during certain times. She had to monitor because it's one thing as adults we have type 1 diabetes. We know when we need to eat and stuff. But if you're a small child and you're just rambunctious, you're playing, you see other people playing on, eating is not on. So it was quite an endeavor. So she was asking me, hey, what do you think about I want to really help out other people that are struggling with this. And I said, well, let's just start a blog. And so she did, started this blog on here. I don't know what her title was, but it was and she would just journal different situations, what to look for, her story. She went viral. And so I'm talking about viral. So Hawk, you asked how some of those people, join my blog. Let's say someone I'm connected with has 10,000 connections or followers. They like my blog. Now, every one of those 10,000 people see this in their feed. And Andy, you were talking about the reposting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, so with her feed, she started getting likes from people who had 10, 15,000 followers. Next thing you know, she grew it. That's how I grew this to 500, and 500 is a nice start. It's not where I want to be. Go ahead.
And that's without paying for the premium membership?
Yeah, I was looking that up because I was doing some training at one of Duvay's events this week, and someone asked me, can you do, what's the difference between the free and the premium? I personally would get the premium because it's a bargain, but you can't in-mail. But yeah, you can post, you can share, you can do everything on a free version.
Is LinkedIn more classical algorithm based by followers, or is it more modern as far as content's virality?
It's content. They're always updating. In fact, as much as I know on this, I'm still learning because they change things so quickly, and that's how they've been able to now just dust Monster and Indeed in the rearview mirrors because it's all content based. They love, so when people are sharing content, so like if you do, like, reason I do my blog on LinkedIn, it gets way more visibility, that their algorithms, as opposed to if I was just sharing my own website blog on it.
Okay.
So I mean, along those lines, I mean, there's other blog platforms like Medium and what do you call it, Substack and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, so is it all right to like post the same article on multiple sites like that, or is it not? Like, does Google
Yeah.
need that? Is that
No, you can do that.
Is it
This
better?
is just, they just hear what you're doing on LinkedIn.
I see. So it doesn't matter if you.
Oh yeah, if you have a blog on your, whatever you're using platform, and then you basically lift and shift that into
LinkedIn.
your own blog, LinkedIn, yeah.
That's amazing.
So LinkedIn isn't indexed in the search engines. Because duplicate content is a known issue.
Right.
I don't know. That's a good
So
question.
Medium would be indexed in search engines. You'd be able to
Yes.
find it just by Googling a topic.
Yeah.
I've never stumbled into a LinkedIn post.
I have,
Yeah.
but I guess it's like, I don't know, it's maybe AI based, I guess.
That's
Well,
good
here's the
question.
thing. Well, here's the thing with
That's a wonder.
LinkedIn. So they've got so many people on the platform that, not only on the platform that are using it regularly, that they've created their own ecosystem. So I don't know, I'm not technical to know on the index,
Yeah.
but the thing is, if anybody that's on the LinkedIn platform and you're creating this blog on there,
I like the term ecosystem. It kind of bounces within itself.
Okay, so. on the-
sorry, it's my recruiter technical.
No, it's an incidental. It works.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, and then I noticed there's a, instead of photo, you can post videos in the.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
So, if you have like a YouTube channel, can you repost?
Yeah, you see, so you
YouTube
go.
Video and put an article and.
Oh, yeah.
Refresh it, that's amazing.
Is it like Facebook long form content, or is it more like TikTok short form
Is
content?
there, I wonder if it's,
It's only limited by the platform you're posting on.
like, can you
Okay.
just like embed
Whatever you-
it?
so Facebook
or
based.
you
Yeah,
have
you
to-
can embed, like, see how I embedded this?
Yeah,
It's
which
kinda
is
hard
what
to
Twitter's
see.
updated.
I don't wanna
recently.
do that, I don't wanna post this.
Right.
I keep calling
Okay,
it
so
Twitter.
you can.
So yeah, so
actually-
you can share your thoughts. So this is just a random picture for my blog that I did of a, just a fall.
So you could, okay, that's good to know.
One of my places I traveled. So I could put on here, hey, doesn't this look like an awesome place? On your next trip to Italy, check out this place. I'm just throwing shit up in the air, but yeah. And that's what, it's all about content, because right now they're looking, because one of the biggest complaints I've heard, and Chris walked away, but I heard it from Chris and a few people here in the ESC world, is, I'm sick of getting sales. People get Sales Navigator and they just slam sale and spam
Yeah,
sale.
yeah.
This is meant to reward people this is where you could show your thought leadership.
Yeah.
And then organically people get to know you
Amazing.
as an expert in your area. So, okay, so that's that. And then, Andy, you're talking about resharing posts. Okay, so
Be
let's
sharing other people's posts?
Yeah. So we're hiring talent associate to lead a team at Key Factor roles ideal. So I'm gonna, so right there at the bottom of this post, I can like it, which I'll do. I can comment on it,
Yep.
and that comment will go in her thread, or I can repost it. So if I hit
Or all
repost,
three, right?
huh?
All three, just.
Yeah, you can do all three.
Yeah.
So you can repost instantly, which means it's just coming from me as a post.
I
Or you-
always add my thoughts on,
Yeah, and then repost as a thought.
Yeah. I always like sharing my opinion on topic. Right on top of it.
I don't give
For
my
what it's
opinion.
worth, yeah.
My opinion's
Sharing this
worthless.
lead for
What'd you tell me?
visibility
You're not paying extra for my opinion?
inside of my
I
network.
barely value my own opinion.
Yeah, don't we all?
There. So then, this is all part of the brand that you're building, because LinkedIn is really trying to encourage people to share knowledge,
Yeah.
to share collaboration, to share partnership. So for instance, so when you're doing something like that, you're resharing. So now that lady's post, I'm not connected to her. I could, now with my premium, you get 15 in-mails, which that means you can directly in-mail someone you're not connected to. But here's the nice thing about it. Let's say somebody responds to your post, you get that in-mail credit back. But if they don't, you're keeping it's a credit. So if I message Mary Michael and I never heard back from her, that would take a credit away. But as soon as she responds, and it doesn't matter when, she can respond 6 months from now, that credit shows back up in my bank.
It's cool.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
very
all these people trying to sell me shit, they're having to pay for that?
Pretty much.
If I don't respond?
Well, they have like a daily allotment.
Well, no, you get no. So you don't pay for. So within your premium, part of your package, you get to email strangers 15 a month. 15 a month.
A month.
Oh.
So every other day you get.
Yeah, 15 a month. And then if they don't respond and you use let's say you use your 15 in the middle of this month and no one responds, you can't in-mail anyone else until the first of the. But if people start responding, it clicks back into your bank.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Who's trying to sell you what?
Oh, I mean, I look at my message feed and I'm like, it's the reason I stopped using LinkedIn.
Right.
It was just like blowing up with all these people trying to like, you know,
don't
sell
have
me
to
their
look at the message-
services.
You don't have to look at the message feed, just ignore it.
Well, I do.
Are you talking about direct messaging, Chris,
Yeah,
or?
direct messaging.
Okay. And those are the people that really don't know how to use the platform.
Right.
We also have sponsors. We lost a lot of sponsors stuff when it comes to somebody's spot.
Yeah.
Basically advertising access.
So I'll show you guys something else. All right, so now, am I good to move on? Andy, did I answer your question on the repost? On
Yeah.
How to do that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
Alright.
stoked I found dark mode.
Hell
I might,
yeah.
I might start using it again.
This is hurting my face over here.
Okay. Now we've got this interesting section called for business. And this is where fun stuff is. All right.
Oh, here we go.
Who here knows about groups, knows how to use groups?
A little bit.
Okay.
I think I have one. Ooh, Entrepreneur Social Club.
Imagine that. I bet you he lost the login though.
All right. So,
Look at the
remind me your
logo.
name again?
Mariko.
Mariko.
Yes.
Who's a client that you really want to? Who's your ideal client?
It would be like corporate people.
Corporate people, but can you?
I think it would be corporate HR people or like white collar, you know.
So corporate. So you're trying to get in to sell your program into a company.
Yes.
Okay. So HR. So what you could do? Type in human resources. And then this will bring up a ton, and then you go under, so here's the nice thing, so when you type up something for search, you can look for posts. And I'll show you all the posts related to HR. And again, here's the nice thing. So what doesn't count towards your credit allotment is, let's say you went into Amber Mercedes, not connected to her. And you can comment on her post saying, Amber, loved your post, you know, looking for violent HR. I know some people in my network, would love to connect. And then people will, and then she can respond to you. So it's a way of talking to her directly without talking to her. Here's where the spammy people come into play. They'll go and try to sell in these conversations.
Right.
Biggest no-no you could ever do. It's what makes people like Chris go postal.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna go back. So that's a way of finding posts under
Yeah.
your. But now you've got options. You can find jobs. You can find people, courses, and then groups, products, events, anything. So I'm gonna go to groups. And some of these groups are private. You have to request to come in. Some you can just join automatically. So you see this HR professionals group, 1 million people. So if I hit join, now I can go, now I think I'm already in. So now I'm in, so now I can see everybody's post. And this is where you can start commenting to get yourself, you know, you don't want to say, oh, nice comment. By the way, I sell these programs.
Right.
But you want to see where you can interject a comment, you know, and add something of value. And then a lot of the strategy is then if you see somebody that you potentially want to do business, then you can go do a connection request, which is next. So here's the cool thing on connection request. So Minor, okay. I'm not connected to him. He's 3rd degree. So before I do that, I'm gonna go back. Do people know what the degrees mean, 1st, 2nd, 3rd degree?
No.
Describe to me in terms of Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees is separate. So I know Seth. Seth and I are connected. He's my 1st degree. Seth may be connected to his twin brother. So I'm 2nd degree to his twin brother. Let's say I do a post or anything, Seth likes it. That means his twin brother, it's going to come in his feed, and he can like it. So then what you can do is, what's your twin brother's name?
Trevor.
Trevor. Okay. So now Trevor liked my post that Seth shared. Okay. That's not,
True
like my post that Seth shared.
True story? 20? Oh.
And so then I can go connect to Trevor and say to him, hey Trevor, and I'll show you in a minute. You can put this in the connection request. Say, thanks for liking my post. I'd love to stay connected to you. All right, so I'm going to show you Manure. Okay. So right now, Manure, see, third degree connection. So that means somebody I'm connected to is connected to somebody else that's connected directly to Manure. So now, let's say I want to connect with them. You can hit this connect button, and it's under the three dots there. So you can just send without a note, and then they just get a random connection request. What I like to do, and LinkedIn gives you 300 characters to work with, is I can then type in something. So let's say it's Trevor Maddox. Hey Trevor, I know your brother quite well from ESC. I noticed you liked my post on Alaska. Hey, we'd love to be connected with you. And then people see that. And it gives them some history, some background.
Now you're somebody instead of nobody.
Yeah. So as opposed to just getting, as a recruiter, I get random connections all the time. And I look and it's like, okay. Because I try to be very careful. But if someone writes me a personal note, you know, hey, I saw you went to Wayne State in Detroit. I'm also Wayne State alumni. Then it's like, oh wow, okay, yeah. So again, strategy versus salesy. Yeah, sure, it takes you. So what a lot of people are doing, they'll put in a search like this, HR, and then they'll see all these people come up, and you can select 20 or 25 at a time, and you just do a slam connection.
Copy paste.
And actually, LinkedIn's starting to get smart on that, and they're slapping people on the wrist for that, because they're trying to get away from that. So that's groups. Go ahead, you have a question?
Yeah, so what's the rhythm that you recommend? Like, 'cause sometimes it's overwhelming with, there's writing a blog takes time, and of course, because I know LinkedIn is a lot slower than, let's say, Instagram or Facebook. Like, I think there's less activity there than there's other platforms, I think, so.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
I mean, so what's
I
the
didn't
rhythm
know
of
LinkedIn was
posting
owned by
that you
Microsoft.
recommend
Frequency?
like frequency, yeah.
It all depends what your goals are.
Right.
If your goal is to building a business, you want to get visible, but you want to get visible in the right audiences with the right content. So that's why I was asking, when you really want to nail down who your ideal client is, like you really want to do a whole exercise on it. So that way, when you're doing searches, you can find exactly. A lot of people just do title searches, but where the most value is when you start doing skill searches. You're just typing in skills, just typing in different stuff. So Andy, I'm going to pick on you now for who's an ideal client for you?
Somebody relocating to the area.
Okay. Relocation. I'm just going to say Tampa, Florida. Florida. Okay. So now we want to see. Let's go to post first. And who knows what you're going to find. In retirement, you're probably not just looking for a new home. You get a lot of real estate people that are trying to sell and market their homes on here.
Yeah.
So, but if you see a property, let's say this property interests you, you could click on it. Oh, it takes you. So it takes time to see exactly what you're posting. So you want to really be specific on what you're looking for. So relocation Tampa, Florida is very generic.
Right.
But it gives you the idea, and this is where you can bake in your favorite AI tool to help you with it. That's how I do a lot of time. I've now set up a system with ChatGPT. So I have my own virtual team of a CEO, chief marketing officer, my daily chief of staff telling me what to do. And then I have LinkedIn, you know, giving me the best post searches. This is who I want to ideally hit. Can you give me some phrases? And then I plug it into here. So you could,
I
you
know
could go
one,
by
I know
color.
one thing I ought not do is look at that post and see who's commented on it and people that might be buyers and poach them right off of that
Absolutely.
realtor site. I ought not do that.
Wild Wild West.
Try to poach them.
So relocation camera.
As if that's gonna work very well, you know.
So let's try the same search, relocation
Who's gonna
Tampa,
put
Florida. But now let's see groups.
You have to be confused with Facebook.
Huh, there's no groups for Tampa. Let's see if we just go relocation. Is there any groups? So private groups. So relocation jobs Germany, relocation HR global managers. So you could get into some of these groups, Andy. So let's look at this. Has 11,000 members in it, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And let's say you wanted to join this, you would hit join. Sometimes the owner has to let you in, sometimes, but then once you're in, yeah, this has an admin. You can see all their posts. So if you can see somebody, this is a relocation group, maybe you post something on a picture of what you did last week in St. Petersburg.
Right.
The beaches, you start posting things. This, I
Why you wanna go to
discovered.
Mazzaro's? Why you don't wanna go to Mazzaro's?
Well, you're talking about trying, that is, if it's local, but for national people, who hadn't discovered St. Petersburg. So for me and my wife, we were never familiar with this area prior to moving here. We've always been on the east side. She inherited a client here in Tarpon Springs. So we started hanging out here, and we discovered
Our
it.
system's gone live.
And then we
It's
wanted
been 21
to
minutes.
move here. So you could join a group and you could, someone's talking about relocation. And you could, in the chat, you could just post a picture of the beaches in St. Pete, just some of the hot spots. You could just say something simple. This is why I love living in this area. And then it gets visibility. So you're selling, but you're not selling. Does that make sense?
More so my post than filling in comments on somebody else's.
So what my goal for today was to show you guys everything the tool can do, and then you guys can make it work for you. All right, so that's group. Groups is a great way, because then anybody in a group, if you're in a group, you can message somebody directly in the group, and it won't count against your credit, even though you're not directly connected to them. So.
Do you have a feeling?